Prepare to embark on a quest for daily enlightenment that's more exhilarating than a roller coaster ride through the cosmos, minus the motion sickness, hopefully. We're diving headfirst into the realm of scientific daily routines, where women become the captains of their own starships, navigating the turbulent seas of modern life with the precision of a seasoned astronaut. But fear not, intrepid explorer, for this journey is not just about serious science. It's also sprinkled with a healthy dose of humor to keep you laughing through the cosmic chaos. So strap in, grab your sense of adventure and maybe a snack or two, and get ready to blast off into a world where self-care is not just a luxury, but a scientifically proven necessity. Number 1. Morning Sun Salutations. All right, buckle up because we're diving deep into the world of Morning Sun Salutations, the ultimate wake-up call for your body and soul. Let's be real here. Mornings can be about as enjoyable as a root canal without anesthesia. You stumble out of bed, hair looking like you fought a tornado in your sleep, and the mere thought of facing the day feels like a cruel joke. But fear not, because here comes the hero of our story, the humble sun salutation. It's like your own personal shot of espresso, except instead of caffeine, you're getting a hefty dose of stretchy goodness. Picture this. You roll out your mat, maybe with a few grumbles and curses thrown in for good measure, and you start flowing through those poses like a graceful gazelle, or more realistically, like a newborn calf learning to walk. Now let's get brutally honest here, ladies. Your first few attempts might feel less like a graceful dance and more like a chaotic game of Twister. Your downward dog might resemble more of a confused poodle pose. And don't even get me started on trying to touch your toes without toppling over like a Jenga tower. But here's the beauty of it. Every stumble, every wobble, it's all part of the journey. Because as you move and breathe and stretch, something magical starts to happen. Your body wakes up, your mind clears, and suddenly the day ahead doesn't seem so daunting after all. So, next time you're tempted to hit that snooze button for the 10th time, remember the power of the sun salutation. It's not just a series of poses. It's your secret weapon against the chaos of the day. And who knows, maybe one day you'll even master the art of gracefully transitioning from plank to chaturanga without collapsing in a heap on the floor. But until then, just keep flowing, keep breathing, and remember, you've got this. Number 2, coffee, the elixir of sanity. Coffee, the nectar of the gods, the liquid hug for your brain. Let's be real, without that glorious cup of joe in the morning, most of us would probably still be asleep at our desks, drooling on our keyboards like a scene from a bad sitcom. But let's not sugarcoat it. Coffee is more than just a beverage. It's a lifeline. It's the thing that turns your grumpy morning growls into coherent sentences and transforms your zombie-like shuffle into something resembling a human walk. Sure, we all know that too much coffee can turn you into a jittery mess faster than you can say, venti latte. But let's face it, moderation is for people with self-control. And most of us left that at the door the moment we took our first sip of that sweet, sweet caffeine. And don't even get me started on the social aspect of coffee. It's like the universal language of adulthood. Need to catch up with a friend? Coffee? Have a work meeting? Coffee? Just want to escape your screaming children for 5 minutes? You guessed it, coffee. So next time you're standing in line at your local cafe, eagerly awaiting your fix, remember this. You're not just buying a beverage, you're buying a temporary reprieve from the chaos of life. And hey, if that's not worth the price of a fancy latte, I don't know what is. Number 3, Hydration Nation. Drinking water like it's your day job. Hydration, the unsung hero of our daily routines. The liquid gold that keeps us from shriveling up like forgotten houseplants. Let's get real for a second. Most of us are walking around in a perpetual state of mild dehydration, guzzling coffee and soda like it's our job and wondering why we feel like a dried-up sponge by midday. But fear not, because water is here to save the day. It's like nature's way of giving us a gentle slap on the wrist and saying, hey, maybe lay off the energy drinks and drink some dang water for once. Now, let's be brutally honest. Drinking water can be about as exciting as watching paint dry. It's not exactly the most thrilling beverage choice, especially when you're surrounded by shelves of colorful sodas and fruity cocktails. But here's the kicker. Water is the MVP of hydration. It's like the Swiss Army knife of beverages, simple, versatile, and surprisingly effective. And don't even get me started on the benefits. Clearer skin, sharper focus, better digestion, the list goes on and on. Plus, it's the closest thing we have to a miracle cure for that pesky hangover after one too many margaritas on a Friday night. We've all been there, no judgment. So next time you reach for that sugary soda or overpriced energy drink, pause for a moment and ask yourself, what would water do? And then do yourself a favor and grab a glass. Your body will thank you, and hey, maybe your skin will finally forgive you for that weekend binge of junk food and late nights. Ladies, please take a moment to hit that subscribe button. By subscribing, you'll stay in the loop for all the stellar content we'll be bringing your way. From mind-blowing science to laugh-out-loud moments, we've got it all covered. So don't miss out on the adventure. Subscribe now and let's explore the universe together. Number 4. Move your behind. Exercise, the necessary evil of adulting, the thing we all know we should do but somehow manage to avoid like it's a swarm of angry bees. Let's cut to the chase. Most of us would rather binge-watch Netflix while eating ice cream straight from the tub than lace up our sneakers and hit the gym. But here's the thing. Exercise isn't just for fitness junkies and people who enjoy sweating profusely in public. It's for everyone. Even those of us who can't remember the last time we saw the inside of a gym. Now, let's be brutally honest. Exercise sucks. It's hard, it's sweaty, and it's about as enjoyable as a root canal without anesthesia. But here's the silver lining. It's also kinda awesome. Hear me out. Sure, you might spend the first 5 minutes of your workout questioning all of your life choices and wondering if you'll ever be able to breathe again. But once you hit that sweet spot, the one where your endorphins kick in and suddenly everything feels like sunshine and rainbows, it's like you're unstoppable. And the best part? Exercise doesn't have to mean spending hours on a treadmill or lifting weights until your arms feel like noodles. It can be as simple as taking a walk around the block or dancing like a maniac in your living room. Bonus points if you do it in your underwear. So next time you're tempted to skip your workout in favor of a date with your couch, remember this. You're not just exercising your body. You're exercising your right to be a badass. And hey, who knows? Maybe one day you'll even look forward to those sweaty gym sessions. But until then, just keep moving, keep sweating, and remember, you're one workout closer to becoming the superhero version of yourself. Number 5. Brain food buffet. All right, let's talk about breakfast, the most important meal of the day, the thing we all know we should eat but somehow manage to skip more often than not. Picture this. You stumble into the kitchen, eyes half closed, hair resembling a bird's nest, and stomach growling like a caged lion. The temptation to reach for a sugary cereal or a greasy breakfast sandwich is strong, but fear not, there's a better way. Enter the brain food buffet. Now let's get brutally honest. Breakfast isn't just about filling your stomach, it's about fueling your brain. And no, that doesn't mean chugging a gallon of coffee and calling it a day, although, let's be real, that's tempting. It means nourishing your body with foods that actually give your brain the nutrients it needs to function at its best. Think avocado toast topped with a perfectly poached egg, or a bowl of Greek yogurt sprinkled with berries and a handful of nuts. These are the kinds of foods that will give you sustained energy and mental clarity, not to mention a much-needed break from the sugar crash that comes with downing a frosted donut the size of your face. Breakfast doesn't have to be boring. Sure, you could eat the same sad bowl of cereal every morning and call it a day, but why not jazz it up a bit? Get creative with your breakfast creations, experiment with new ingredients, and embrace the joy of starting your day with something delicious and nutritious. So next time you're tempted to skip breakfast in favor of an extra 5 minutes of sleep, remember this. You're not just feeding your stomach, you're feeding your brain. And who knows? Maybe that avocado toast will be the secret ingredient that helps you conquer the day like the breakfast champion you were always meant to be. At number 6, power pose. All right, let's talk about power poses. The superhero stance of the modern age, the secret weapon against imposter syndrome, and the ultimate confidence booster. Picture this. You're standing in front of the mirror, maybe in your pajamas, maybe half asleep, and you decide to strike a pose. But not just any pose, the power pose. You puff out your chest, plant your feet firmly on the ground, and throw your arms wide like you're about to take on the world. Now let's be honest, Trailblazers' power poses might sound like something straight out of a cheesy self-help book, but they actually work. Seriously, there's science behind it and everything. By adopting a confident stance, you're sending signals to your brain that say, "Hey, I'm a boss, and I've got this." It's like giving yourself a pep talk without having to utter a single word. But here's where the humor comes in. Power poses can be downright ridiculous. I mean, have you ever tried standing like Wonder Woman in the middle of your living room? It's not exactly the most dignified position, especially if your cat decides to judge you from the sidelines, but who cares? Because here's the thing. Power poses aren't about looking cool, although that's definitely a bonus. They're about feeling powerful, even when you're facing down a mountain of deadlines or a particularly terrifying presentation. So next time you're feeling a little shaky or unsure of yourself, remember the power of the pose. Stand tall, puff out your chest, and channel your inner superhero. Because whether you're about to conquer the world or just conquer that mountain of laundry, a little bit of confidence can go a long way. At number 7, tech timeout. Let's dive into the tech timeout, the digital detox for the soul. The moment when you pry your phone from your clenched fingers and remember what it's like to actually be present in the moment. Now let's be brutally honest here. We're all guilty of being glued to our screens like moths to a flame. Whether it's mindlessly scrolling through social media, refreshing our email for the millionth time, or falling down the YouTube rabbit hole, our phones have a way of sucking us in faster than a vacuum cleaner on turbo mode. But fear not, because the tech timeout is here to save the day. It's like pressing the pause button on the chaos of modern life and giving yourself permission to just be. Maybe you spend a few minutes meditating, letting your mind wander without the constant bombardment of notifications. Or perhaps you pick up a pen and journal, letting your thoughts flow onto the page like a leaky faucet, hopefully with fewer water stains. Disconnecting from technology can be downright terrifying. I mean, what if you miss an important email or forget to like your friend's latest Instagram post? The horror! But deep down we all know that the world won't end if we unplug for a few minutes or hours. In fact, we might just find ourselves feeling more refreshed and rejuvenated than we have in ages. So next time you're feeling overwhelmed by the digital noise, remember the power of the tech timeout. Put down your phone, step away from the screen, and give yourself permission to just be. Your sanity will thank you, and hey, maybe you'll even discover a newfound appreciation for the simple pleasures of life. Like actually talking to people face to face instead of sending them 100 emojis. Number 8, lunchtime brain break. Let's talk about the lunchtime brain break. The midday oasis in a desert of deadlines, the sacred ritual of escaping your desk and reclaiming your sanity, one bite at a time. Now, let's be brutally honest here. Lunchtime at work is often less about nourishing our bodies and more about inhaling whatever sad desk salad we manage to cobble together in between emails and meetings. But fear not, because the lunchtime brain break is here to rescue us from the monotony of our daily grind. It's like hitting the pause button on the chaos of the office and giving ourselves permission to actually enjoy a meal without worrying about that looming deadline or the mountain of emails waiting for our attention. Now here's where the humor comes in. Navigating the lunchroom can be a battlefield of awkward small talk and passive-aggressive fridge notes. I mean, who hasn't had their carefully labeled leftovers mysteriously disappear, only to find them reappearing in the hands of a coworker who conveniently forgot to bring their own lunch? But amidst the chaos, there's something oddly liberating about taking a proper lunch break. Whether you escape to a nearby park for a picnic or simply enjoy a leisurely meal at your desk without the constant ping of incoming messages, it's a chance to recharge and refuel before diving back into the fray. So next time you find yourself mindlessly munching on stale crackers while staring blankly at your computer screen, remember the lunchtime brain break. Step away from your desk, savor each bite like it's the last meal on earth, and give yourself permission to just breathe. Your sanity will thank you, and hey, maybe you'll even make a new friend in the process. Or at the very least, avoid a passive-aggressive note war over fridge space. Number 10, nightly wind-down ritual. Ah, the nightly wind-down ritual, the bedtime ballet of relaxation, the soothing symphony that lulls us into a state of blissful slumber. Now let's be brutally honest here. Most of us approach bedtime like it's a race to see who can stay up the latest binge-watching Netflix or scrolling through social media until our eyeballs feel like they're about to fall out. But fear not, because the nightly wind-down ritual is here to rescue us from the chaos of our overstimulated minds and bring us back down to earth. It's like pressing the pause button on the craziness of the day and giving ourselves permission to just unwind, de-stress, and prepare for a night of restorative sleep. Now, here's where the humor comes in. Navigating the bedtime routine can be a comedy of errors, from wrestling with fitted sheets that seem determined to escape their corners to attempting to meditate while your neighbor's dog serenades you with a midnight howl. But despite the potential for mishaps, the benefits of a nightly wind-down ritual are well worth the effort. Whether it's taking a warm bath, practicing some gentle yoga, or simply curling up with a good book, preferably one that doesn't involve solving murder mysteries in your sleep. Finding what works for you is key to setting the stage for a peaceful night's rest. So next time you find yourself tossing and turning in bed, cursing the universe for your inability to fall asleep, remember the power of the wind-down ritual. Take a few deep breaths, dim the lights, and let yourself drift off into dreamland, like the sleep-deprived champion you were always meant to be. As we bid farewell to this journey through the scientific daily routines every woman should do, remember that the power to transform your life lies within your grasp. By embracing these rituals, you're not just improving your daily routine, you're igniting a spark of empowerment that will radiate through every aspect of your existence. So go forth with confidence, armed with the knowledge that you hold the keys to your own happiness and well-being. And as you continue on your journey, may you find joy, fulfillment, and endless discoveries along the way. Until we meet again, keep shining bright and never stop reaching for the stars, and don't forget to subscribe.